US CPI data shows that inflation is continuing to cool here in the United States. Janet Yellen gives statements that appear that she's losing a little bit of confidence in the US dollar, and Hong Kong continues to show support for crypto as crypto continues to get decimated here in the United States. We'll discuss all of that and more right here today on Pour Over Finance. What's up, guys, and welcome to Pour Over Finance. I am Aaron. So, before we jump into everything, I just want to say I discuss multiple articles, and depending on what you may be interested in, you can go right into the description and look for the timestamp that'll highlight one of the articles that you are interested in, just in case you're not interested in the entire thing. I'd prefer if you stayed here with me for the entire video, but I understand not everyone is interested in everything. And also, I want to ask you to do me the favor, hit the like button on the video, as well as subscribe if you're interested in more of this content. The notification bell will get you notified of when I am uploading as well. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and just jump right into what's going on here today. It's beautiful. On the CPI data release, we have the stock market doing really well. As you can see, the S&P 500 is in the green, the NASDAQ is in the green, everything is in the green. And in terms of companies, nvda continues to show how well they're doing with this AI stuff that they've been discussing. It's continuing to, the company's doing well for their stock in terms of their investors. They're very happy. They are at $1 trillion market cap. So they're continuing to grow. This is a stock that I'm going to have to continue to look into. I don't necessarily know if we're going to continue to see growth from nvda, but that looks good for them. That looks really good. And as we get right out of that and jump over to the crypto world, things aren't looking too good. Bitcoin seems to have found support around 25,000 because even with all the bad news that it has received, well, not Bitcoin specifically, but in regards to what's going on here in the US, I did not see it at any time dip below 25,000. So it seems like it has support there, currently trading at 25,858. Ethereum continues at 1738. It has not dipped below the $1,700 mark, but anything can happen with all the bad news that continues to flood about cryptocurrencies, especially here in the United States. But let's get right into our first article in regards to the news that was released today. Inflation rose at a 4% annual rate in May. This data is delayed by a month, so this is May's data, and this is the lowest that we've seen it in 2 years. The consumer price index increased just 0.1% for the month and 4% from a year ago. That's actually pretty good because we're starting to see it come down, the latter being the lowest we've seen in about 2 years. Now, the core CPI, which excludes food and energy, that rose 0.4% and 5.3% respectively. So even though we did see a bit of an increase in the month of May, all in all, it is still a decrease from a year ago. And it says all of the numbers were in line with the consensus estimates. And following the release, markets priced in nearly a 100% chance that the Federal Reserve will not raise interest rates this week. So that's what's being said because of the fact that we're continuing to see that inflation is coming down. Interest rates may either be paused or we may be looking at a very small increase when the Feds release their numbers. We'll have to wait and see. I believe this data will be released tomorrow, and I will do my best to get that information to you right here. So go ahead and subscribe for that information. Jumping right off of that, this information, or this article, I should say, actually kind of caught me a little off guard because it's very rare to hear someone in a position such as the Treasury Secretary to actually show that they are a little bit concerned about what's going on. But it says here, Treasury Secretary says to expect a slow decline in the US dollar as a reserve currency. And to that, I say, no shit. Of course that's going to happen. th- we'll continue with the article, then we'll discuss this all. It says Yellen had previously stated her expectation that the US dollar would remain unchallenged as a global reserve currency. So she previously believed that it would remain unchallenged. However, it appears that as though her recent developments have shifted her stance on the matter. Further down in the article here, it says that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says that there should be an expectation of a slow decline in the US dollar as a reserve currency. That is extremely upsetting to a degree, specifically in statements that differ from others she had made the last month discussing the same issue. And in the last part of that I have here in the article, it says, speaking with Reuters, Yellen maintained her confidence in the U.S. dollar, specifically the confidence that it would remain the global reserve currency. And this is despite the de-dollarization action that has been taken by countries like China and Russia. Now, I don't know if anyone is surprised by this information, but to that I said, of course, there's going to be a slow decline in the US dollar as a Federal Reserve currency. It's to be expected that the US dollar will experience decline as a global reserve currency, I should say, because of the fact that there are a number of countries that just have been moving away from the dollar. I even saw an article today that pointed out the fact that we should be starting to get prepared in the event that China decides to sell all 850 billion of its US securities and treasuries. These countries are not looking to continue to do business with the United States because of sanctions and all the different things happening in the political climate that we're currently in. Everyone's getting away from it. That's why the BRICS economy is starting to become such a popular thing in the news. So to what Yellen is saying here, no one is surprised. If the United States continues on the current path that it's on, we should expect that, of course, as a global reserve currency, we're going to start seeing a slow decline. Will it happen in a situation where we completely are no longer the global reserve? Only time can tell, but for now, it doesn't look like we're going to experience anything like that in current times. However, we will see decline. It's to be expected, and it will happen. Not with so many different parts of the world moving away from the US dollar, it is inevitable. So I'm not surprised at all by this news. And I'm surprised that she would have said anything otherwise previously. But then again, maybe she kind of had to, as someone that is the Treasury Secretary. It doesn't really give confidence to Americans to hear their Treasury Secretary say that the US dollar is going to slowly decline as the global reserve currency. But that is exactly what's going to happen. Again, a number of nations are moving away from the US dollar. They're no longer looking to trade in the US dollar. So as a result, that cascading effect to be expected is that the US dollar will slowly lose its dominance. I mean, the sky is blue and the sun is hot. What exactly can you expect? All right, as we move away from that, we jump into a little bit of what is going on in terms of the crypto world. And Hong Kong lawmaker embraces Coinbase amid the SEC crackdown. I mean, again, these are things that are to be expected. Other parts of the world are going to capitalize on the mistakes that the U.S. is making. It's inevitable. This is to be expected. In the article, it says here, Hong Kong lawmaker Johnny Ng has extended an invitation to the crypto industry, including Coinbase, to apply for registration in the region. This comes as Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commissions started accepting applications for crypto trading platform licenses, allowing registered firms to serve retail customers and adhere to regulatory rules against crypto incentives. Of course, this is going to happen. Let's continue the article. Coinbase, which aims to partner with high standard regulators worldwide, expressed its dedication to working with regulators both in the United States and non-U.S. jurisdictions. The invitation from Johnny NG arrives amid the ongoing crackdown on crypto exchanges by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. So this is not something that should surprise anyone. The United States has become extremely aggressive towards the crypto industry. It appears that they don't really care about what innovations the crypto industry can lend to the United States. It does not appear that they care about the jobs that it has brought to the United States. It does not, they don't seem to care. I personally believe that there is a deeper agenda, and that agenda is holding much stronger than their desire to keep crypto here in the United States. So as a result, of course, other parts of the world are going to, with open arms, say, hey, come over here. We have regulatory framework in place, and we're going to be willing to work with you. So that is exactly what we're seeing happening as the United States pushes these businesses away and pretty much treat them like, as they say, quote unquote, the redheaded stepchild. Other parts of the world are going to say, come on in. We've got a home here for you. Coinbase has already been looking into places like, I believe it was Bermuda, if I'm not mistaken, but we've got other parts of the world that are going to be attractive. I know for a fact that Brian Armstrong in an interview said that he met with leaders of the UAE and they were very welcoming. They had framework in place, they had clarity in place, and they're willing to work with them. As far as I know, Dubai is actually looking to become one of the crypto hubs along with the United Kingdom. So, of course, it's sad to see, as someone that has invested in crypto, to see that this industry is going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to build, and things are going to become stronger. And we potentially may not be able to participate if our current leaders get their way in terms of cryptocurrency. So we'll have to wait to see how things develop here. But all we can say for now is that the U.S. is extremely aggressive about cryptocurrency. They do not want it here. And the rest of the world is capitalizing on that and welcoming all of these crypto firms with open arms. And here's one of the reasons why the United States might not be so welcoming to cryptocurrency. North Korean hackers pocketed more than $100 million in an Atomic Wallet hack. I use Atomic Wallet, and I personally didn't lose any money in this hack, but I also don't keep my crypto on Atomic Wallet. I should consider moving my crypto off of all of these hot wallets and just go cold only, but I do have some currencies in some hot wallets. But anyway, let's continue. It says the Lazarus Group hacked crypto wallet service Atomic Wallet earlier this month, and this is a report by Elliptic. They're actually a firm, and it mentions it in here. It says the North Korean group allegedly behind the hack, which earlier this month targeted Atomic Wallet, have now pocketed over 100 million in stolen crypto. Blockchain analytics firm Elliptic said today. So that's what they are. They're a blockchain analytics firm. Cyber criminals hacked self-custodial decentralized Atomic Wallet on June 3rd, taking at the time $35 million worth of tokens. And this hack was attributed to the Lazarus Group. Now, further on in the article here, the amount stolen has now increased nearly threefold. So from 35 million to 100 million. And Atomic Wallet is yet to give customers an explanation, Elliptic said in a Tuesday blog. Further down in the article here, it added that the hackers have since used sanctioned Russian crypto exchange Garantex to launder these funds, these stolen assets. So, as I mentioned, that's one of the things that's going to continue to make cryptocurrency difficult to grow here in the United States. When you read things like this, we have two things that happen here. One, $100 million in users' assets have been hacked and stolen. That's one. That's the huge thing. And then two, because Atomic Wallet they're taking a stance of being decentralized. There's no real answers for people. There's a tweet that they made back when this entire thing happened, but since then there's been no communication, and the users of Atomic Wallet are becoming frustrated, and that's one of the biggest problems in cryptocurrency, because it is decentralized, you kind of are on the line for whatever happens. If something gets hacked, if something gets stolen, if you get yourself locked out of your wallet and you forget your passphrase, you don't have your keys, you're screwed. That's what it boils down to. And I think some of that might be some of the reason why you see the United States becoming so aggressive about cryptocurrency. Do you know the amount of financial resources that it's going to require if we have to battle cryptocurrency in all parts of the world where all of these hacks are taking place, having to bring criminals to the United States, having to serve it could become really problematic. And I'm assuming some of the reason why the United States doesn't want to deal with it is because of the financial cost. But there's also taxes. There's going to be a lot of taxes paid if we're allowed to transact crypto here in the United States. As people make money, they pay taxes, and those taxes go towards services such as the law. So it's hard to say, but this doesn't look good. This does not look good at all. To see this kind of stuff continues to happen in terms of cryptocurrency. Hacking, users losing tons and tons of funds, decentralized platforms giving no answers to their user base. It really is just disheartening. But that's what I got for you guys today. Go ahead, sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the cooling inflation? What do you think about Hong Kong embracing crypto while the United States gives it the middle finger? And what do you think about this hacking activity that continues to take place in the crypto industry? Sound off in the comments below. Guys, I want to thank you for hanging with me if you got this far in the video. All right, please do me the favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you want more. The notification bell will get you notified. I am Aaron. This is Pour Over Finance, and I want to thank you guys once more for spending your time with me this evening. Have a good one. Peace.